Hello everyone. In this video lecture, we will study the topic organizing for HRD and HRD for workers. So let's start with the video lecture. First topic is organizing for HRD. Under this, there are the various forms of HRD in the organization. So HRD roles can be structured in various ways. The form of structuring depends upon the size of organization, history of organization, the nature of its activities, and also the structure of organizations. So the first form under this is the HRD functions through the separate department. So a group of persons may be assigned HRD roles and created as a separate unit or a department. So this department could be the part of personal department or an independent entity with some linkage with the personal department. So the size of HRD department depends upon the size of organization as well as its spread of activities, including the geographic spread. So here a person known as personnel known as HRD manager or HRD executive or HRD officer, which may be designated, which will help in organizational culture and acceptable designation. Next form of HRD is committee or a task force form of organization. So another effective way of promoting the HRD is through the committee or a task force work or a work group in relatively small organization or in medium sized organization or in a large organization could experiment with the committee or a task force form of organization. In this form of group, the persons from the different department or the area or a location is constituted by the top management to form the HRD force or the HRD committee. The member of this task force are given the HRD facilitation responsibility in addition to their line or other responsibility. They are not only to promote the HRD in their own unit or department but also should formulate the policies for the entire company, identify the appropriate HRD system, plan the strategies for implementing and participate in implementation process and monitor and review the HRD implementation. Next, third form of HRD organization is HRD organization around the CEO. So another way of organizing the HRD for the organizing HRD is to have the chief executive officer as a HRD facilitator. This may becomes the inevitable in the small scale organization and voluntary agency, educational institution and other small size organization. For example, in school, colleges and small travel agencies, hotels and other voluntary organization, and also in government offices where there cannot have the separate formal HRD department or the staff. In such organization, the chief executive officer of the unit should become the HRD facilitator. Next form of HRD is organizing HRD through the other department or unit. So in addition to the above three form of organizing HRD could be organized through some of the existing department or units or units that could be used for undertaking the HRD responsibilities are corporate planning, strategic planning cell, training department or training centers, personal department or the management service department or the administrative department, etc. Next is HRD for workers. So the human resource development for the worker is a planned process to help the workers in leading a productive work life as well as the good personal life. It is a deliberate action to make the workers realize their own potentials, make the workers aware about the available resources in the environment, give recognition to the workers in various possible ways. To next is empower the workers to enhance the productivity, develop the occupational competencies compatible with the present requirements, develop achievement orientation and self management skills, develop psychological, social and cultural aspect. uh, Next is that one of the developmental next is that HRD for worker. The central purpose of HRD for the worker is to bring the human being into the focus and develop the collective responsibility and power of the workers by creating the confidence to influence the course of action. So one of the developmental efforts should be to realize the potentials of the people and help them to access the various resources they have at their command. resource of individual strength as well as the resource in the environment. Thus, the concept of HRD for the worker views the worker as a people interested and capable of development. It aims at discovering the synergy among all the concerned and creating the winning model to beat the rampant of this competitive age, for which a collegial cooperation between the top management, union and the worker is required. HRD for the worker is a very complex process which provides that education, which not only provides education and training to the workers, which can't be, which cannot minimize the complexity. It also requires the changing the orientation of manager, union, and the workers, and jointly moving towards the development of organization. So one of the objective of HRD is to make the human resource competitive. Being competitive means keeping the best employees motivated and ready to meet the new challenges. To stay firm and get the optimal level output, HRD professionals have to take care of existing diversities present in the organization. Now, the next topic is HRD mechanism for workers. So, there are the many mechanisms for the HRD workers. HRD for workers. That is to mention some of the mechanisms are training and development, counseling, workers' participation in management, employee welfare, quality of work life, quality circle, grievance mechanism. This following kind of mechanisms are carried out in most of the agents of the stated and unstated mechanism, and their effective implementation will result in effective HRD for workers, and also managing the generations of workers, and also helps in empowerment of workers, and also helps in creating the cross functional team, and also helps in organizing reorganization of work in the organization. Next is operationalizing the HRD for workers. So the National Roundtable Conference, which was held in November 1995, on the theme of HRD for workers, support the staff, which is given by Jain, Parekh, and Johnson in 1996. So these are the recommendations for operationalizing HRD for the workers effectively. That is, there must be a top management commitment. There must be the involvement of middle level managers in the HRD for workers, and there must be the training need assessment. Written down policy must be there in the organization. There must be the open communication of HRD for workers. There must be a periodic review, monitoring and feedback and evaluation of HRD for workers. There must be the continuous education and follow-up strategies in the organization. And to operationalize the HRD for workers, there is an extension of training program to their families. So, on the basis of above discussion, it is proposed that the following initiative needs to be taken. Following initiative needs to be taken by the management for initiating the HRD for workers. Like, it may creating a developmental climate, developing developmental style of leadership among all the managers, legitimizing the role of union in traditionally non-bargainable issues, continuous interaction and dialogue with the unions in identifying and prioritizing the areas of HRD for workers, developing the consensus on HRD goals, widely communicating HRD action areas, and seeking the involvement of a larger group of people. And next is institutionalizing the HRD intentions by creating the appropriate machinery. So these are the things which are initiative which must be taken before operationalizing the HRD for workers in the organization. So thank you.